If you've got data trapped inside a website and there's no export button, no download, no API, just rows and rows you'd have to copy and paste by hand, I'm going to show you how to pull it out automatically into a clean spreadsheet. And I mean the real way, the way that still works when the data is split across 40 pages and the site starts fighting you. This runs a little longer than my usual videos because I'm going to walk you through every step on screen. Stick with me. First, why the quick answers fail. If you ask an AI to scrape this site into a spreadsheet, it hands you a tidy little script. Looks perfect. Then you run it and you get page 1 and nothing else because the data is paginated. Or you get an empty result because the site draws the rows with JavaScript after the page loads. Or it works for 20 rows and then the site blocks you for looking like a bot. None of that shows up in the simple answer, so let's do it properly. Step 1. Before you write any code, see what the page actually sends. Open the page, press F12, click the Network tab, and reload. Filter to Fetch or X-H-R and click through the requests. 9 times out of 10, the data you want is already coming down in one of these as clean structured data. The site is fetching it to build the table you're looking at. If you find that, you've skipped almost all the work because you can just ask for that same feed directly instead of fighting the messy page. So step 2, the easy path. When you find that data request, right-click it and choose Copy as curl. That hands you the exact request the site makes. Now you can replay it yourself and get the same clean data back. Here's the part nobody mentions. That feed gives you one page at a time with a page number or an offset in the address. So you wrap it in a loop that walks every page, page 1, page 2, and so on, until there are no rows left, collecting as you go. Watch the count climb past that first page. That loop is the difference between 25 rows and 4,000. Now the harder case. Sometimes there's no clean feed, and the rows really are drawn by JavaScript. A plain request just sees an empty shell. The fix is to run a real browser in the background, one that loads the page the way your browser would, waits for the rows to actually appear, and then reads them off the screen. It's slower than grabbing a feed, but it works on the stubborn sites. And here's the part the quick answers always skip. The 3 things that will break your scrape. First, the site decides you're a bot. If you fire hundreds of requests instantly, it cuts you off. The fix is simple and polite. Put a short pause between requests and pull in small batches. Second, the data is messy. Real data has blank cells, dates in 3 different formats, and names with commas that blow up your columns. So you clean each field as you collect it, trim it, fix the dates, handle the blanks, so what lands in the sheet is actually usable. Third, it will change. A one-time pull is fine, but if you need this every week, the site's layout will shift and quietly break your scrape. So you write it to fail loudly with a clear message instead of silently feeding you bad data. Last step, land it in the spreadsheet, clean. The collected rows go straight into Google Sheets. Proper headers, 1 clean row per record, 0 copy-paste. And because it's a script, you put it on a schedule. Every Monday at 6 a.m. it refreshes itself, and the sheet is already updated before you sit down. That's the whole point. A chore you used to dread now just happens. So that's the real version. Find the data feed if there is one, drive a real browser if there isn't, handle the rate limits and the messy data and the breakage, and land it clean on a schedule. If you followed along, you can build this yourself. And if you've got data stuck somewhere and you'd rather it just show up in a spreadsheet every week without you touching it, that's exactly the kind of thing we build for businesses. The link's right below.